Before that, Funo starts us off with Pagadilam, My Forever. Beautiful music to kickstart the show. Sundays are for lovers. Can you imagine the love marathon that is happening right now? Because yesterday being Valentine's, today being Sundays are for lovers. Yeah, man, what a weekend full of love. And we love it. What other emotions should we prioritize besides love? It is 6:21 Central African time. Let's take a short break right here on the Oasis.
Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mukwenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Ease into your weekend morning. It's the Oasis with Nthako Muhlanga. Only on Channel Africa. Channel Africa.
Jacob Bits. Shiva. Piti waka sajja lwazi nebo jamonda zengonderera ng'eryenvu ali ku nkyaya gundi aliba wattimayo siri musonyi oyo okuba we walungi wotya ensi yange endala we wagikwakulako oluyi nze ndi muntu wa mirembe nnyo naye ekisajju embeera kwe kukubulwa nti nakugira kaka kofira bwenkulooza ogamba sikese kusaba jjukirenga nnyo lunaku lwaffe lwe twasisinkana se nakugiramu akateeteeyi bwenkulooza ogamba sikese kusaba ojjukirenga nnyo lunaku lwaffe kekulungula olunaku lulwandeeta n'okutuyana tokigaza kunzejukisa byewayogera nga byakanyanga kunnyonyogera
okwogeza kwe kuluntaza omutima gwange n'oguleetera okulunguka ddale. If I could change and love somebody else, somebody would be you. What? Onatakalala na nyonta kwe kumanya nti ze gwolota engamba kyovola bugonda omuliro muze gubumbujja nkalamata tejja ne bwetijja ze kwofunye nayitemuka
Nakujira kaka kofiira bwe nkulowooza ogamba sikese kusaba ojjukirenga nnyo luli olunaku lwaffe lwe twasisinkana
Senakujiramu akateeteeyi bwe nkulowooza ogamba sikese kusaba ojjukirenga nnyo luli olunaku lwaffe.
Zenini simanyi bolinde koti zende bikandi ekyo kiriba kirwadde kindeka kundiri ndikuwe mabutungo mwana teboleka sikubuomi bw'omukwano era alikwenganga alimanya olwa alimanya kanfamu
Channel Africa and you have got something in common. The thirst for knowledge.
Achinditambisa kunge mzerere inini mambo satuterere hanga singatombo nterere meno maida ndicheme achizviti nditori chielele ari akaita ndiperere zvimwe ndakashiva musenengene akatama nemoyo wangu akausiya une plasta akandisungirira zibhomba akandiplasta pangu kugeto akatobukwa nemarasta nenzimwe nyaya sina basa waisasa anondida ndakuvagara chizvibvunza ini ndaiti anondida mama ndaiti anondida mama ndaiti anondida mama ana iri lavu yacho tikambozvimisa isu tinobveko kana ndisiri munhu wacho saka wacho chaiye achabvepiko akiswa igara uchiribadama ikati ndokuda wotanga kukakama wachinjira mumba wode wakashama kunzi dzese dzobuda rute tsauda nyama dzikama mai mwana haupenge bata hana zvinyoranyora haufende mari yaunoda kana upenyu haitenge kunakidza zvanyika asi haipere ndaiti anondida mama anondida mama Zona kutaundide bota aundipe chando taura auzinzwe wakandivisa chiremerera ana yangu ana inorova ndikafunga ukama shinonedza ukanganwa anchamanya kutrasta nyango akanaka say it doesn't matter sango manya kuwira nyango chimuda say it doesn't matter.
Download the SABC app and take Channel Africa with you everywhere you go.
Jeffrey Onyema with Amara coming through there. And before that was Master H and XQ with Anodida. All the way from Zimbabwe. It is 6:33 Central African time. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Oasis, an African way to wake up. Channel Africa gives it to you on a nice silver platter. So I'm seeing the tea, getting some tweets saying, Zaks, tell us the tea. What happened on your Valentine's Day? I figured you guys would come to me with these questions. So yesterday was easily one of the best days I've ever had, ever. Simply because, you know, when you sit with yourself as a woman or as a person, and you've been accepting the bare minimum in relationships like for years, you just accept absolute nonsense, and then here comes this absolute angel who's willing to give you everything that you ever asked for. So that's my current situation, and I'm forever grateful for it. My Valentine's Day, it was our first Valentine's together, and I thought, let's start it off with a bang. And I went to him and I said, listen, Valentine's is coming up. And he asked me, what did you want? And, if anyone knows me, I struggle with anxiety quite a lot. So whenever I'm outside and it's like a very festive and it's very busy, I actually cannot stand environments like that. Unless, of course, I'm a little bit inebriated. That's a completely different story. But, I prefer to be indoors, not when it's busy outside. I prefer to be indoors. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to do something indoors. I wanted where we won't be interrupted by a waiter asking us if we need more water, like that. Nothing frustrates me more than that, when you are sitting having a serious conversation and then this sweet angel waiter or waitress comes in. Are you guys still okay? Yes, we're fine. We're just having serious chats. Hold on. And of course, I'm a flower girl, so I wanted flowers too. I wasn't really expecting a gift, if I'm being very honest. Like, I was not expecting a gift, but I got one. And I got flowers. I came home from work. He decided to go to the gym, and I came home, boom, on the table, flowers. So I'm like, oh my gosh, so sweet. And then, I took a nap on the couch, waited for, him to come back, comes back with the whole gift for me. And it's the AirPods that I've been wanting. Like, I've been ranting and raving because mine got stolen in Thailand last year. So I've been needing earphones, and he got those for me, and we got some champagne, we got some wine, and then we start driving. So now I'm usually the planner of every aspect of my life. At home, I'm the planner, at work, I'm the planner. I'm a really avid planner. So this was the first time where I just sat back and did absolutely nothing. And it was so weird because I was just like, okay, where are we going? And we get to this beautiful accommodation in Muldersdrift, and stunning. Like, if you want to see it, I actually posted snippets of it on my Instagram. And we just had the time of our lives. We had a 3-course dinner, and we were supposed to swim, but I think we got lazy, and we just danced the whole night. And when I mean dancing, I mean actual dancing. No, real dancing, as in we had music and we were dancing. There was karaoke there as well. It was just such a beautiful evening, and great conversations about how to grow and solidify our relationship. And yesterday really made me realize that I'm so glad I did not settle. I'm so glad I did not settle for some of the weirdest relationships I had in the past, some of the low effort, bare minimum relationships I had in the past. And I'm also glad that I did not succumb to certain social media standards. I think social media has a really big hand in messing up our relationships, because you can enter into a relationship with someone and you suddenly want to demand certain things from them, or, you want to, indoda must, you must, for me, I didn't want to have that this time around. I wanted to have something that was real, someone who shows up naturally romantic, someone who is a natural effort someone who naturally puts effort. So I had a beautiful day yesterday. Stunning day. And I think for me, I didn't realize that, a healthy relationship would make me want to be an advocate for healthy relationships. Even now, I'm to the girlies who did not get anything. Your man didn't even acknowledge you. He didn't do anything. Dip, my girls. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And you're probably saying, Taco, that's dramatic. I've been with this man for 8 months, 9 months. How can I just leave him because he doesn't care about Valentine? Because Valentine's is really an example of how much effort he wants to put into you. That's the reality. You think he's gonna treat you differently on your birthday? No. You think your anniversary is gonna be special? No. Relationships are literally made of us doing silly things for each other. I mean, I know that men are not sitting saying, wow, I can't wait for Valentine's Day. It's going to be fantastic. No, men know that, women like this day, so might as well just do something nice for her. And also, don't ever allow social media to make you believe that women are not being loved out there. I've never seen so many men queued up at flower shops. Like, men were doing the most for their women. So I think for me, I'm looking at social media like from a distance now to say, you know what? I'm going to take everything with a pinch of salt, because it puts out this picture that, you know, people are in infidelity based relationships. They're in these loveless relationships. No, guys, people are loved out here. Hey, people are loved. People are happy. And to my single people, I'm sending you the biggest, like, I want you to just imagine a bear hug to you. Yesterday must have been really tough, because it seems like every year people keep just taking it up a notch. So I can't imagine how painful it must be. I know exactly what it feels like to be single and lonely on Valentine's Day. I know I've had a couple of them that were really, you know, when you wake up crying. Yeah, I've had some of those. I've had a Valentine's Day where a person didn't even acknowledge my presence, didn't speak to me the entire day, ghosted me. So receiving this now feels like a reward for all of that I went through. And I know that your time is coming too. And I pray for it. I pray for everyone to receive love. I pray for everyone to receive happy and fulfilling relationships. I know you will, because truly I understand why you yearn for it. It's a joy that you can't explain. Trust. 6:40 Central African time. Let me know how your Valentine's Day went on @ChannelAfrica1. I'm hoping that it was a beautiful one, a lovely one. And for those who are saying this is my last Valentine's single, absolutely. Oh, your Prince Charming, your Princess Charming is coming, man. This is the Oasis.
Es-tu préoccupé par quelque chose? Es-tu passionné par les questions qui comptent? As-tu une voix qui mérite d'être entendue? Eh bien, nous avons la plateforme parfaite pour toi. Téléphone-nous ou fais-nous un WhatsApp au +27 66 408 87 42 et nous te rappellerons. Sois dans la conversation.
Salut Channel Africa, ici Beno le diamant rouge et Binalex Sport depuis le Cameroun, le pays des lions. Voilà.
Sois dans la conversation. Il ne s'agit pas seulement de parler, mais c'est ta chance d'exprimer ton point de vue, de partager tes opinions et de t'engager avec une communauté qui valorise ton avis. Suivez-nous sur les réseaux sociaux, visitez notre site www.channelafrica.co.za et préparez-vous à partager vos points de vue sur Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Keep Africa in your hands. Connect to our website for all your news, sports, and cultural updates. channelafrica.co.za.
There's music in the air. It makes the sorrow go. Let the music take you there. Far from the world you know. You can feel it when you sing.
love music, love culture, love life. Because you on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Let's love, let's live, let's be together. Let's talk and let them know that it's forever. You're my heart, you're my life, and that's forever. You're everything I thought a girl could never be. Uthando lwami kuwe ntombi, it's forever. I wanna be with you, and that's forever. I know you always say to make a change is better, but baby, you and I know we can do better.
You're everything I need, and everyone can see. We just meant to be. I need you next to me. Let's love, let's live, let's be together. Uthando lwami is forever. You're everything I need, and everyone can see. We just meant to be. I need you next to me. Let's love, let's live, let's be together. Uthando lwami is forever.
Segumsuzu sisazana mhlawumbi nisisincamanazi ninombono nje silusapho ulubambo lwam wena usisithandwa sam. Thetha nam sithandwa sam, thetha nam ngawuthetha nam, thetha nam sithandwa sam, thetha nam ndizindlebe zombili.
'Cause you're everything I need, and everyone can see. We just meant to be. I need you next to me. Let's love, let's live, let's be together. Uthando lwami is forever. You're everything I need, and everyone can see. We just meant to be. I need you next to me. Let's love, let's live, let's be together. Uthando lwami is forever.
Ngithanda wena wedwa, amnanifuna wena wedwa, amnanithanda wena wedwa, amnanifuna wena wethanda wena wedwa, amnanifuna wena wedwa, amnanithanda wena wedwa, amnanifuna wena wedwa. You everything I need, and everyone can see that we're just meant to be.
Wake up with Oasis.
For someone, it should be better than me. It's about what I'm feeling now. If you vanish, I won't regret. At least get hard and won't run down. It means there's too much love inside of me. Bonsoir, song, we are wheeling. Rata song. We are wheeling, Choco Melasong. We are wheeling, Rata song. We are wheeling, Bonsoir song. We are wheeling, Rata song. We are wheeling, Choco Melasong. We are wheeling, Rata song. We are wheeling.
Mutlanalo comes through with Huya Huile, and before that was 047 with Forever and Ever. Letambulu kickstart that triple play with There's Music and Definitely Love in the Air. Beautiful music to kickstart your morning. How are you doing? We're going to enter the second hour of the show where we're going to talk about self-love, spirituality, and how we can show up better in our relationships. How we can invest in our spiritual health and growth in order to show up better in our relationships. And I can't wait for that conversation because, you know, I feel like there's also some mistakes that we make even in our friendships. You know, sometimes you're one of those friends that withdraws, or you are that friend that somehow makes it all about yourself. You know, these are small mistakes that we make that I don't think we're conscious of, but it's important for you to be aware at least that, you know, there's some work that needs to be done. I don't mind people who make mistakes. Quite frankly, for me, I enjoy people who make mistakes. It's when it's time to be accountable, because I'd like to think that you know, the one thing my therapist teaches me is apologize quickly. So for me, the moment I hear that I hurt you, I'm sorry is the first thing I'm coming out of my mouth, because I don't get to decide whether I hurt you or not after you saying that you hurt. I feel like that principle, and when she said apologize fast, you know, in the beginning I struggled with it. I was like, what? Apologize fast? But they're wrong too. She's like, no, but they express their hurt first. It's not a competition about who's more wrong. Is what's wrong is wrong. So it takes a lot, guys. It takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of you know, identity as well. You're knowing of your identity in order to you know, show up better in your life. And the one lesson that I learned, which is actually one of my favorite lessons, is not focusing on how people show up, but more so how you show up in conjunction to the world. You know, so how are you kind of pouring back into the world? How is your personality pouring back into the world? And if it's not, then perhaps it's something you need to think about. You know, are we spreading more love? Are you spreading kindness? Are you one of those people that is good at making people laugh? Are you the one that's always you know, giving? Maybe you give, you know, people some money or extra money everywhere that you go. You know, you provide, you do something to contribute to a better life. Whatever that is. We're going to get into it in the second hour of the show, which is happening in less than a second, but it is 7 a.m. Central African time. It's time for news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Your headlines: peace and security across Africa dominates discussions at the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres calls for stronger African representation at the UN Security Council. Good morning, I'm Nusipho Zuma. South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Corporations, Ronald Lamola, says peace and security across Africa dominated discussions at the ongoing African Union Summit of Heads of State in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Lamola told Channel Africa that the ongoing conflicts in South Sudan, the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and instability across the Sahel, including terrorism threats, must be resolved if the continent is to realize its long-term development blueprint Agenda 2063.
And we will also not achieve the objectives of regional integration as aimed in the AFCTA, which is aimed for trade if there is instability. So that's why this was one of the first main issues. And then we will deal with various reports on regional trade and integration, various reports on a number of issues where they are champions, health, infrastructure. So indeed, we are looking forward to a very successful summit.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has renewed calls for stronger African representation at the United Nations Security Council, stressing that global decisions affecting the continent should not be made without Africa's participation. He was addressing African leaders at the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. He also highlighted ongoing cooperation between the United Nations and African partners aimed at strengthening development, peace, and future multilateral priorities shaped by African leadership.
The absence of permanent African seats in the Security Council is indefensible. This is 2026, not 1946. Whatever decisions about Africa and the world are on the table, Africa must be at the table. Excellencies, these priorities inform the Pact for the Future shaped by African leadership and the UN80 initiative to strengthen UN support to Africa and beyond.
South Africa's former president and former leader of the African National Congress Party, Jacob Zuma, has vowed to continue his fight to keep his party membership, saying he wants to preserve his legacy. He was expelled from the party in July 2024 for endorsing his Umkhonto weSizwe party. Now, last year, Zuma took the ANC to court to challenge his expulsion, arguing that the disciplinary action taken against him was illegal. He was speaking at the launch of a book on the life of his first wife, Sizakele Khumalo Zuma, in Durban in the KwaZulu-Natal province yesterday.
I won't do anything for the ANC, but my membership card will remain there. It must not be removed. If they try to remove it, I will take them to court, because I cannot abandon such honest leaders and pretend as if I was never part of them, as if they never influenced me.
Agri South Africa says that declaring the foot and mouth disease outbreak a national disaster is government's acknowledgement of its profound implications. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced the declaration and a nationwide vaccination drive in the 2026 State of the Nation address on Thursday. Agri SA says the outbreak has serious economic and food security implications. CEO Johan Kotze highlights the importance of vaccines.
There's no chance that we would be able to manufacture specifically for the outbreaks that we have. We need to solve the issue as is, and for that you need to have outside vaccines coming into South Africa. You need to centralize it purely for the sake of being able to have the same kind of framework throughout all the provinces itself. And the next thing is you need to bring in private vets, private people to help and assist with the outbreaks and help and assist with the vaccinations.
And finally, health officials in South Carolina say they are working to contain the largest single measles outbreak in the United States in more than 3 decades as cases continue to rise across the state's upstate region. According to the South Carolina Department of Public Health, 13 new infections have been confirmed since last Friday, bringing the total to 933, while about 95% of cases have been concentrated in Spartanburg County. Officials have now identified a new case in another county. Dr. Nathan Huffington is the medical director of the pediatric hospital in the area.
There's no limit, really. I mean, I think it's going to find the pockets that have a high population of unvaccinated individuals, and it's going to spread really quickly and really rapidly in those places. So I think, especially the state closest to, South Carolina right now, but really everyone, it's because people are getting on planes, or getting on cruise ships, or doing things like it's really important to make sure you're up to date on your MMR, make sure your kids are, because it could spread everywhere.
A recap of your top story. South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperations, Ronald Lamula, says peace and security across Africa dominated discussions at the ongoing African Union Summit of Heads of State in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Lamula told Channel Africa that the ongoing conflicts in South Sudan, the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and instability across the Sahel, including terrorism threats, must be resolved if the continent is to realize its long-term development blueprint. Now, for any stories you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Nosipho Zuma.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Your weekend escape starts with the Oasis with Zaku Muhlanga. Music and fresh perspective.
7 minutes after 7 a.m. Good morning. Welcome to the second hour of the Oasis with me, Ntsako Mhlanga. Thank you for choosing the African way to wake up this morning. Let me know how you're feeling and how your Saturday went on at Channel Africa 1 on either X, Facebook or Instagram. We are active and ready, waiting for you to send all your fun messages. I saw someone got engaged. That was really fun. That was really, really cute. I thought that was actually quite clever. It's a nice timing. Shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to every man that put effort yesterday. And as we continue with our Valentine's Month conversations, we're going to be moving into a spiritual dimension of love. So wellness focuses on the physical and emotional body, but spirituality speaks to alignment, intention, and the unseen work we do within ourselves. Our next guest, Uratile Majola, a young sangoma whose spiritual journey has required depth, growth, discipline, and self-awareness. Having completed her formal spiritual process in 2022, she represents a generation of spiritual practitioners navigating ancient wisdom in a modern context. Her work speaks to self-love, intention setting, energetic awareness, and showing up consciously in relationships, family, and personal growth. She's going to be joining us in studio today, and we're going to have this lovely conversation. I can't wait because I feel like to a degree I relate. I grew up in a very religious home, and like religious, as in we went to church every single Sunday without fail. And there was a shift that happened in me in 2022. Yes, 2022. But I feel like it accelerated last year, right? When I started tapping into spirituality a little bit. And I'm not talking about, like full on like sangoma. No. Spirituality in that how I am connected to the universe type of spirituality. When I think about plants and trees and the sun and the moon and the earth, I even tattooed the moon on my hand. I started kind of connecting myself a little bit closer to the universe because I felt that every time I felt God's work, I felt it better in nature. There was just something about me being in natural spaces that just felt real. I don't know how to describe it. So I started tapping into it. And by tapping into it, I mean learning more about it. So what does the sun do for the human body? What does the moon do for the human body? When you look at what manifesting is and how to manifest, how to set your intentions. For me, and that's why I think even now I would say I'm a quick manifester. So when I speak things, they happen very quickly. When I speak, like when I say it will happen, I'm telling you now. And sometimes I find myself doing that to my partner as well. I'll just be like, oh, my super millionaire man. Because I know that if I pour that manifestation into him, I win because he's like super generous and loving to me. But yeah, I think for me, it just made sense to kind of relate. Like my relationship with water, for example, I use water in so many ways. I use it to cleanse. I use it to restore. I also use water to manifest, which is a different chat altogether. I use water to actually help me lose weight. Like I tell my water that it's flushing out all the toxins in my body, and it's helping me lose weight. I know it sounds a little woo-woo and a little crazy, but it's working. It is 7:10 Central African Time. Well, welcome to the second hour of the Oasis.
Ritmos e cultura com Jacob Tivani.
Meus ouvintes do Ritmos e Cultura, hoje em linha com uma das grandezas da música moçambicana, porque não? Ele que é um dos kings da marrabenta, uma bermuda in the building.
É um prazer enorme estar a fazer parte deste programa. Deixe-me só saudar. Boa tarde a todos os ouvintes que me ouvem neste preciso momento. Meu nome é uma bermuda, de Alau Fanelo Estarapo, gajo Aguda Canhela é Mabiscato. Eu vou saudar de uma maneira diferente. Ah, tita buia, mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ah, tita buia, mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ani motivelo ababa yena otiva mina haikonama. Ani motivelo anona yena otiva wahimbo watwa. Cá estou eu, irmão, para conversarmos, para falarmos um pouco de tudo. Estou aqui, estou aberto. Eu estou muito feliz porque é a primeira vez que eu falo nesta rádio, falo para os ouvintes, então estou muito feliz.
Ritmos e cultura com Jacob Tivani. Todos os domingos das 20 às 21 horas.
From 6 till 9 a.m. Central African Time on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Yo yala le namane ko banga sayar mande atona jekal malima ya lima gente mande ya de buria apu lole ya sama boro ya nyu bole mo I'm a year feel like ya me job ya vijito ya fi muje ya nyu yo rek ya fe sayar mande ma I do dirty salad sutural mo best mo man le tonye yo rek di bobi fetele chingorge polek mo minefi puro janta kwerbe yo rek di bobi fetele chingorge polek mo minefi puro janta kwerbe no gol bagana solo le kenena ma fo ma tek te guna fagam nane jamu bol usira taxawe bes bu jam ñe buditi sama xol bi dina sédé bëggon na yow nent bi fonko na ñi ma mag dana bokko li ma am tane sal ca waxtu ba donte xam na ma tuba yero mon na gone lool donte dama bari tooñ ate ma sa yërmande ndax dama la réere woon ma fonko waxtu duma nitu leer yàlla bu ma reba deeti bu sirata xawe bes bu jam ñe buditi sama xol bi dina seede bëggoon naa yoo nent be duma nit ku baax dinaa jéem a fonko waxtu duma nitu leer yàlla bu ma reba deeti bu sirata xawe bes bu jam ñe buditi sama xol bi dina seede bëggoon naa yoo nent be Salatoma alhamdulillah kusanti yalla yalla dolillah tu mama sada yalla je magalla yaay buri buri ya man defalma yow rek ya man ya am te ya xam yow rek ya day yaay dindi yaay def tegina dima wa sitano ma benn yoon te lo ma lig ma joxoon duma def li ma defoon del nga ma teralool ñëwuma sa benn moroom def àdduna sama xool fàtte li ñu waxante woon moytuloo nga ma sa noon man ma def ko àndandoo yeneen tu waxal borom leer gi mu jégal ma samay tool
Start your day right with Channel Africa Breakfast.
That smells delicious.
Live, 5 days a week.
abantu bohleka mawungahluleka mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka
Nkosi noma ngihlupheka lapha emhlabeni anginanda Nkosi mhlawumbe ngiyobusa ezulwini mangifika lapho Nkosi noma ngilambile lapha emhlabeni anginanda Nkosi mhlawumbe ngiyosutha ezulwini mangifika lapho ngishiya ngithembile laluphumuleva ngishiya ngithembile uma uyakhumbula sisibhale emehlweni sisumvasheleye angeke ngize ngifike lo mhlaba unzima kodwa ngiyobusa nje ezulwini mangifika lapho
mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka
Sungalahli lelo themba njalo. Sungaphela umoya mjakaba noma ngizima wena diyabalaza bazofika vela banamanga bethi ithemba likho ngoba sebalala vele impilo inzima nami ngiyazi sikhule ngakho phela ukuzabalaza siphila impilo yamahashahasha zange sami iphupho thanda ukushabalala manje ngithi beka ithemba lakho kumdala noma kunzima kanjani noma kuthanda ukuba mnyama kuzokhanya ungalinge nje uphele namandla vele konke sikwenzayo sikwenzela abantu bazohleka mawudluleka manje mina lami lithi phokophela mntaka baba umdalo uyophendula nyazi
mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka mawungaphelele endleleni wena ungafele emadelweni abantu bohleka mawungahluleka
Jewel M reminding us that we should never give up on this life. Ubomi featuring Zakwe. It is a 7:21 Central African time. Right here on the Oasis, also opening up the lines for you to dedicate your favorite tunes to us on a +2783 266 6684. I had a dyslexic moment there. It happens sometimes. We're going to have our guest in studio very, very soon to talk about spirituality and our self-growth. How can we invest in ourselves more to also attract some of the beautiful things in our lives, the things that you want. Someone out there is manifesting marriage. Someone out there is manifesting a relationship. But we need to make sure that the things that we are manifesting, we are also ready for. 7:22 Central African time.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain.
And this time.
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa 1. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa 1. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Your life, your rhythm, your Africa. Channel Africa. Find it for free on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
No tondo to win. Wo mi du kya kya mbo kya sa a. O da klido jonwe mi. Don nou viton kuno gwano dido. Yi mai dwe Jacob lo don nou vigbe. Ba wen kon nou vinu miyo. Nascido bejele le me beda fia donu amonole nenan breneng bon Viva Deus e o manda ver que va bem no cubo Viva Deus e o manda ver que va bem no cubo Bekunu doe Bosu take to kwe wino ji no Bono idol me vejo Aklasuda ni kwado chukukade Asoma o globo e mi moda batu adion Si envie a wedea do bejele le me Wera glan kunu vivu jitile Iwera kwaduwe Viva Deus e o manja Vembe bambe no kubo Viva Deus e o manja Vembe bambe no kubo Deus e o manda vem que bambe Aklide wa Jackson Lady Bell Fide wa Jandudu Tombi ọkọ gbé yìí olólùwọ̀n yẹn mọ̀nyí ìwé yányá wèmí náà bí ọ ẹni Suma zona batua Nero Et de mi love your gouvernement
Start your mornings with inspirational stories.
I heard my name. Did you call me? Did you speak truth when you dug wounds? When you spill blood, did you say love? When you promised the Most High you won't betray? Do you love me now? 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 Yes, it's heavy on my heart to communicate. Absent-minded on the earth, devoted to sin, not knowing I'm dead. Your phrases are highly majestic. I'm amazed by your great linguistics. Yeah, your words are placed together to sell dubious manifestos. The end is devastating. Marriage of lies. Your words are sweet and enticing, but false grandeur. Still I go to the fountain where waters flow. Where the truth arise, there I will go. Do you love me? Do you love? I will go. Do you love me now? I know I've never been found. It's dark, for we are all blind. In solitude we know God. In public we don't act God. Is it destiny? Is it meant to be? Do you love me now? Yeah. Do you love me now? Whoa, now that everything has been said and done. Do you love me now? Hey, the system got so much control. Do you love me now? Did it I function in your madness? Do you always shake a sign? Whoa, love against hate. Whoa, so the man go over crashing. Whoa, tell me why can I? Oh, your love is so cold. Ooh, Lord, love me. Do you love me
This is the Oasis on Channel Africa with Tsako Muhlanga.
Ukhosatsana ya kweneng unaledi mrotsana ya itobileng tojana ya tisili mahlo masweu wa hohela seketlileng sifahleo waratea lihara batho wa tsotea kantleli ka hare wa buheha sifubeng ke mafika twali ya mo Afrika mahlakureng ke masakana ka morao ke maralla uhoto ubupeile ukablongoto uchisa fita onto kikana ka boslango bantwete hey you
wasibili Kimutoti Musali wa mkhunte Ulisika labu renning Mana for high reality Small model Lisa hubo hotel How bonya wan limaza Lintwile tobi leng How buwe kanzu bina mino podi leng Lau kanyamela Dilimolim kitlau emela Sifube kimafika Twali yamu Afrika Masakuren kimasakana Kamura ukimarala Wanabatu uhoto Ubufei Ukaplompoto Uchiso fita ondo Kikana kabuslang bantweti Oh, 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 no, oh, yeah Oh, 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 yeah Musali wa mkhunte No Gimufumani Gimufumani Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Musali wa sibili Gimufumani Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Gimufumani Gimutoti Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Musali wa sibili Kimutoti no Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Musali wa sibili Kimutoti no Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Oh, 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 yeah. Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Musali wa sibili Gimufumani Gimufumani Oh, yeah. Musali wa sibili Gimutoti Musali wa mkhunte Gimufumani Musali wa sibili Gimufumani Musali wa mkhunte Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Weekends just got better. Only on Channel Africa.
My baby, my Valentine. Can I hit the Mickey with the temperature rise? If you leave me a good time, I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. I'm loving the thought of me. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your heart. Never need a mechanism. Open and make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing. We make a bad man sing. I got the finish work. Without you, I could feel lose my mind. Without you, I could feel fall and die. Without you, I could give up my life. Without you, never need a mechanism. Open and make us feel. Yeah, my love, one thing.
7:38 Central African time. We're still on the theme of love. Bandla. Yesterday was Valaza Day. Today is Sundays are for lovers. And I feel like it's important to kind of talk about how we show up spiritually, how we show up in our spiritual health and self-love in order to be the best in our relationships or just in general, even in our friendships. Let me know how you're feeling today on social media at Channel Africa 1 or on a WhatsApp +278 266 6684. I'm hoping that you're having a lovely morning so far. Joining us today, as we said earlier, we are setting our intentions. This year, we are investing in our personal growth and our spiritual growth. And to take us through all of that is Uratile Machola.
Hi.
I say so as a girl. So a baddie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited about this conversation because, I spoke about like spirituality for me, I think made me a better person.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up very religious, nothing wrong with religion, but I think how I saw the world and the universe and how I acted in accordance to it, I think made me a better person.
True.
And you completed your spiritual path and process in 2022. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, okay. So basically you want a breakdown of how I came about with my spiritual journey. Okay, so I was 16, Mangene Petlin,
Yeah.
I started getting sick when I was literally at the beginning of high school, actually before, like in grade 7, but I wasn't aware at the time, but it got like really worse with like headaches, from headaches to fainting to like sleep paralysis, dreams, out of body experiences, it was to a point where being at my feet as well. I couldn't walk. Sometimes I would lose my speech, my eyes, like just being affected in so many different ways, until obviously at the time, just like you, I grew up in a Christian background. I come from a Christian family, the roots, that's my humble beginnings. Those are my humble beginnings. I come from a Christian family, so my whole background, I've always been a church goer, a Sunday school and everything. So I didn't know anything about spirituality, amadlozi or anything like that, until obviously I started getting sick. I started getting sick, and then a friend of my mom's advised her, because we had tried medical ways, we had tried church, we had tried different things, but I was just getting worse. Then my mom's friend advised that maybe it's a spiritual problem, and at that point we had nothing to lose, so that's why we're like, okay, sharp, let's give it a try, only to find out and at the time, it was a thing of, as much as this is my first time hearing anything about this, I already knew it, I don't know how, but it was that thing of, I know, like, it makes sense, like, it makes so much sense, when it's your first time hearing something, I feel like that was my first confirmation for me to feel it inside, even though I didn't know anything, but for me to hear that and feel it, it was like, okay, no, this makes sense. So from there, obviously, it wasn't easy for me to just accept, okay, then what? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm still in school, I'm a kid. There's no one in my family or in my life right now that I can say does this, or like, what is this even? Like, genuinely, what is this even, So I started with getting worse, obviously, and my mom tried to take me to the lady that had told me for her to help me, but so we met a lot of different healers, prophets, people that would give me readings. I started having dreams as well, and then I started like growing spiritually, getting messages from them and understanding it's okay, Mabang Bonisa, look, this is what they want. I started understanding my gift better, but still I was still in school, and then eventually I got kicked out of school when I was in grade 10 because Benkula, as I said. So I obviously went to an African school. So Big Namapuna.
Okay.
So Gubo yonke lento le was demonic, because mangfeinta besengvuka idlozi, mangvuka sengifuna ukugijima, I was disrupting learners in class. It's understandable. So it was happening repeatedly, grade 8, grade 9, so it got to a point where they're like, Stella uhambe uthole solution, uzobuya maso right, or find a different school. So obviously, so it's all like a solution, and then my mom just asked, okay, can she please just finish grade 10 and we will sort it out. So I finished my exams. It was hard, but I finished them. Then beginning of grade 11, obviously I didn't have a school at the time. I was still at home, and we had tried to do homeschooling because obviously I was like sick. I was worse now. I couldn't even go to the mall normally. So that year, just beginning of the year, and that was the beginning of my Uthwasa journey, and that's how I accepted my calling. So it wasn't a thing of, okay, I decided to wake up and I'm like, okay, now I'm finally doing this. I didn't have a choice. And yeah.
Girl. So for me, it's also like the family adjustment that I'm curious about, you know, because I mean, you grew up in this Christian home, and now it's like boom, full on spirituality. You know, do you feel like they adjusted, or they didn't have a choice but to adjust?
Yeah. The only people that supported me are my immediate family, which is my mom and my dad, my siblings. Other than that, everyone else was judgmental about it.
Of course.
They don't understand, you know. To a certain extent, I don't blame them, because to them, their roots and their path is the way, you know. So for me to now get into this line of work or line of living, it's like a whole different thing. So they were very judgmental about it. They had a lot of inkulumo. They felt like I'm going astray. And from the beginning of my journey, that's when like the family just started drifting apart. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, like, you know, aksafani, you know, you don't know what's the problem, but the energy is just not the same. Even conversations, even like, it was just like I had to detach from them, you know, and everything. So to be honest, right now it's only a few of my family members that have adjusted, because now they can see that this is working for me, and all of that, and also the fact that I'm not Christian anymore. But I'm happy for the ones that are supportive. They still don't understand. That's them. Like, yeah, I don't care anymore. It used to hurt me because I wished that they would support me, and it was hurtful that you guys see me differently, and it's as if I'm intended just because of this. So that's conditional love, you know. So I'd rather not have it at all. It's okay. Yeah.
So let's talk about how, especially growing up with that spiritual you know, calling, how do you feel like it's made you a better person in terms of setting your intentions and, you know, just your spiritual growth?
Okay, so my spiritual growth and my spiritual journey has shaped me a lot. Firstly, I feel like I'm at a point of my spiritual journey where I feel like I've grown so much, and I've tapped into a whole different level of spirituality than I was at when I began my journey, you know. Now I'm at a point where I don't look at things the same way, and I'm on the universal side, you know. As I said, that I'm not Christian anymore, so now I'm not on a religious path, but it's a point where I'm at a point where I understand that I am God. God is you, God is me, God is everything. God is universal, you know. God is not a man, God is not a he, God does not have a gender. I am at a point where I believe in the universe, you know, and I'm connecting with nature. I'm learning to understand that my gift is rooted in my ancestors, yes, because it's my bloodline, but that's not the source, you know. The gift is within, and it is everything beyond. So right now I'm doing things a lot differently, and yeah,
I don't know, I just can't help but, you know, empathize with you, but also show a lot of pride, because I think navigating already high school, those years are really tough. Your teenage years, it's a lot of self-discovery. So for calling that deep to catch you there, and then now you're at a place where you are, you know, where you are right now, it's just so, it's beautiful to see. And I think also when you speak about the universe, I don't think I was having a debate the other day about feminine energy, masculine energy. And for me, like when I kind of tapped into my feminine energy full time, that's when I started attracting all the beautiful things in my life, and we were speaking about that. What are some of the biggest revelations that you've received in your gifting, whether it be about the universe, whether it be about even religion, or whatever the case is? What are some of the revelations that you've received and kind of changed everything?
There's a lot. There's honestly a lot. I feel like I first want to start with religion. I don't want to say too much about it, but in the course of my spiritual awakenings, the reason I'm not Christian anymore is not by choice. I didn't just feel like, okay, I can't help it, because now the way that the downloads that I've had show me that no, like, this is not the way. And I'm not judging anyone that is still in that path or anything like that. I'm respectful of anyone, but for me, that is not the path that is aligning with me anymore. I've seen, for example, I've had downloads, for example, of what I'm saying, Guti. I used to look at God on an outside point of view, and I realized that religion is sort of a coping mechanism to run away from who you are and dealing and facing certain things that happen in your life. You are at fault. It is your karma. It is because of this. You need to do shadow work. You need to go within. You need to heal. You need to do this and that. And that is why your life is not going to be okay. And that's why the bad things happen, because of 1, 2, 3, It got me to a point where now I had revelations about the things that happen. I see with Usatani, Ozenzayo, I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in Satan, to be honest. I believe that in the world there's duality, black and white, dark, light, black and white, there's balance in everything. Even the bad things happen for a reason, for that equality, there are good and bad people in this world. And as ourselves, we have a shadow side, we have a dark side, we have a light side as well, our shadow, our light. So as people, we are whole. These are the things that I discovered. Understanding myself better, the things that I'm so shameful, I used to be so shameful about and everything, they make me who I am. You don't have to run away from you and the parts of you and your trauma and the pain that you often be accept it, embrace it. That's what makes you you. Once you run away from shame, and once you run away from wanting to escape who you really are, then you really get to understand yourself better, and you get to a point of knowing it's okay, like, this is the type of person that I am, understanding yourself better, And just with relationships and people, it taught me to be able to detach, it taught me to be able to look at people and experiences and see them as experiences, and just that, like, because I used to have a problem of holding on, I feel like I'm still in that path of learning to detach fully and let go. Obviously, I'm still human. I struggle with a lot, but spirituality has taught me that when things happen and you meet people, there comes a point, some people are here seasonally, some people are here for a long time and forever, but everyone is here to teach you something.
Absolutely.
And we all here to take something from each other. We are here together. We got into this relationship, we got into this friendship, and maybe things ended badly, but still it was meant to be, so it taught me to not hurt with you, like, why I wanted you in my life forever and everything. But it's a thing of, okay, and I learned what I learned, you learned what you learned, we grew from this, and also it taught me that growth comes from releasing your old life and letting go of everything, even the things that you want to hold on to the most, but your new life will cost you your old life, meaning friends, sometimes family as well, sometimes the person that you are right now, in order for you to get to the next level or where you're trying to go, I have to release this old version of me, which is it's not a great experience, it's painful, but it's like, okay, this is meant to happen, you know. So obviously it breaks down. It's like you're shedding your skin as a snake. Like it's painful. It's an uncomfortable process. So instead of you looking at it like, okay, what's happening, my life is falling apart, you understand, good to know this is a shedding period. Like this is a shedding process. This is meant to happen. Mankalang bona bayang ekthela baseduze. I mean, so okay, should see season. Should it's on to the next chapter now of my life, you know. So these are the things that I've now
gained.
Yeah.
I want us to take a short break. I want us to look into how one can also do things like shadow work and how to kind of tap more within in order to show up better in our relationships. Because the one thing that I don't want us to ever not think about is how we act in relationships. I think we do a lot of pointing fingers in our friendships and relationships, but we don't really look within. So we're going to do that in just a moment. It is 7:54 Central African time. Let's take a short break right here on the Oasis.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. From 6 till 9 a.m. Central African Time on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
7:55 Central African Time. Welcome back to it. We're speaking to Oratile Majola. So let's talk about how we relate better with people by looking within. That act is called shadow work. I remember doing a shadow work, I don't want to say ritual. My goodness, I can't say that on air. A shadow work routine in November for the 11/11 portal, right? Because I felt instead of trying to manifest things, I was worried about, I kept manifesting things. I was like, I need to manifest me, like the person I want to be. So I did a shadow work thing. I say, no, I'm too emotional. I'm too anxious. You know, I slip into depression quite easily. Addictions, I get addicted to things very quickly, feelings, things, you know. So I had to do a lot of shadow work because I said my highest self is detached from those things. How do you feel like people should be doing shadow work in order to attract the version of themselves that can have relationships? Because yesterday, obviously, Valentine's Day, beautiful day full of love. And there are the single girlies, the single guys who are like, oh man, you know, I want that love. But they're not saying, ish, what do I need to fix in order to attract that?
Okay, so it's like, you are right, ne? In terms of shadow work, like, everyone you meet is a reflection of you, you know? So for example, if I keep meeting people that cheat on me, you know, it's a reflection of myself. Yes, it's not my fault. I'm not blaming you or whatever, but it's a reflection of me. Especially if a pattern keeps reoccurring, you know, it's showing you to look within. If, for example, yonke into like maybe money I last go, you know, it's a reflection to go within yourself. If you don't last in friendships, you know, if your things, there's always something that goes wrong in your life, you know, or whatever the case may be, especially if it's a pattern of something. The first sign or the first way to see it's okay, maybe I need to do something, is if you recognize a pattern. That's the first step. Once you ubone pattern, there's something you need to do, you know. So in the case where I'm speaking of relationships, for example, Guti, okay, I keep attracting toxic people or people that are cheating on me or whatever. If you go within, you would actually realize, Guti, you keep attracting these people because the lesson here is that you don't love yourself enough to walk away, you know, and you don't love yourself enough, and there's a point of lack of self-love in you. That's why you keep attracting this, you know. You're attracting this because in your mind, unconsciously so, you think this is what you deserve, you know, or you've been cheated on once and you didn't heal from it. So now you will keep attracting the same person and different people. Why? Because gahle unconsciously you are still holding on to that old or past relationship, you know. For example, in money is not lasting in whatever in your life because you grew up in poverty, you know. So it's like you don't feel worthy of having money. Like I understand even when you feel like you're manifesting like we believe Leo Maluti as an angempela. So all these things all point back, these examples I'm making them to point back to you. Because it's a thing of, okay, yes, all of these bad things are happening in my life, but the pattern all comes back to me. And the only way for you to fix this, you will keep attracting that toxic partner and everything, because emotionally or spiritually you haven't went within to find and understand yourself. It's okay, how am I the cause of this situation? You know, why do I keep landing or going back to the same points? Your life is in a loop, and that is wrong, because that means you're not elevating or growing, you know. So that's where shadow work comes in. Shadow work is the process of going within and understanding, okay, this is me, these are the things I'm shameful of, you know. These are the parts of me that I keep running away from. These are the parts of me where I've experienced and I just you know. That is the shadow work. So shadow work is basically you know, and clean it out. You have to deal with it. The only way through it is through it. So now why people, certain things or certain habits or bad things about them, they'll end up being like that because it's like you haven't healed. You haven't dealt with the shadow self. You haven't and you can't fix a problem if you don't even understand it. True. You know. So that's why shadow work is important. There's different ways of shadow work as well, you know, journaling, you know, going within yourself, asking yourself questions, you know, why do I do this? Why am I insecure? You know, why am I insecure? Like, when did this start? What am I so shameful of? Like, why do I not believe it when someone loves me?
I want us to just pause there. It is 8 a.m. Central African time. Time for news.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Your headlines: peace and security across Africa dominates discussions at the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres calls for strong African representation at the UN Security Council. Good morning, I'm Nosipho Zuma. South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, says peace and security across Africa dominated discussions at the ongoing African Union Summit of Heads of State in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Lamola told Channel Africa that the ongoing conflicts in South Sudan, the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and instability across the Sahel, including terrorism threats, must be resolved if the continent is to realize its long-term development blueprint, Agenda 2063.
And we will also not achieve the objectives of regional integration as aimed in the AFCTA, which is aimed for trade if there is instability. So that's why this was one of the first main issues. And then we will deal with various reports on regional trade and integration, various reports on a number of issues where there are champions, health, infrastructure. So indeed, we are looking forward to a very successful summit.
The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has renewed calls for strong African representation at the United Nations Security Council, stressing that global decisions affecting the continent should not be made without African participation. He was addressing African leaders at the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. He also highlighted ongoing cooperation between the United Nations and African partners aimed at strengthening development, peace, and future multilateral priorities shaped by African leadership.
The absence of permanent African seats in the Security Council is indefensible. This is 2026, not 1946. Whatever decisions about Africa and the world are on the table, Africa must be at the table. Excellencies, these priorities inform the Pact for the Future shaped by African leadership and the UN80 initiative to strengthen UN support to Africa and beyond.
South Africa's former president and former leader of the African National Congress Party, Jacob Zuma, has vowed to continue his fight to keep his party membership, saying he wants to preserve his legacy. He was expelled from the party in July 2024 for endorsing his Umkhonto weSizwe party. Now, last year, Zuma took the ANC to court to challenge his expulsion, arguing that disciplinary action taken against him was illegal. He was speaking at the launch of a book on the life of his first wife, Sizakele Khumalo Zuma, in Durban in the KwaZulu-Natal province yesterday.
I won't do anything for the ANC, but my membership card will remain there. It must not be removed. If they try to remove it, I will take them to court, because I cannot abandon such honest leaders and pretend as if I was never part of them, as if they never influenced me.
Agri South Africa says that declaring the foot and mouth disease outbreak a national disaster is government's acknowledgement of its profound implications. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced a declaration in a nationwide vaccination drive in the 2026 State of the Nation address on Thursday. Agri SA says the outbreak has serious economic and food security implications. CEO Johan Kotze highlights the importance of vaccines.
There's no chance that we would be able to manufacture specifically for the outbreaks that we have. We need to solve the issue as is, and for that you need to have outside vaccines coming into South Africa. You need to centralize it purely for the sake of being able to have the same kind of framework throughout all the provinces itself. And the next thing is you need to bring in private vets, private people to help and assist with the outbreaks and help and assist with the vaccinations.
And finally, the French Navy says it has seized 2.5 tons of cocaine from a vessel in the Pacific. This as international anti-drug forces step up their operations in the waters around Polynesia. The BBC Warren Bull reports.
The seizure of 100 bales of cocaine took place during a joint operation with the United States and was assisted by a French Air Force plane. The vessel was allowed to continue on to its destination, which officials did not specify. Over the past month, the French authorities have seized nearly 12 tons of cocaine around Polynesia. The United Nations says that in recent years, cartels trafficking cocaine and methamphetamine from South America have expanded their presence in the Pacific.
A recap of your top story. South Africa's Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Ronald Lamola, says that peace and security across Africa dominated discussions at the ongoing African Union Summit of Heads of State in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Lamola told Channel Africa that the ongoing conflicts in South Sudan, the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, and instability across the Sahel, including terrorism threats, must be resolved if the continent is to realize its long-term development blueprint. Now, for any stories you would like to share with us, please send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Nosipho Zuma.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Your weekend escape starts with the Oasis, with Zaku Muhlanga, music and fresh perspective.
It is 7 minutes after 8 a.m. Central African time. We are still joined in studio by Oratile Majola right here on the Oasis. I wanted you to complete your thought. I don't normally do this. I usually say we've run out of time, thank you, goodbye. But I wanted you to, because I felt like there were gems that you were saying. I wanted you to complete your thought. Number one, I think my final question to you is, how do we show up better in 2026? Considering it's the year of the horse. We just finished year of the snake. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. No, real.
Wait, isn't it finishing on Monday? No, it's Tuesday.
On the 18th.
Yeah, 17th on
yeah,
Tuesday. No, I don't know what that was, and I don't think we should ever speak about it ever again.
Yeah. Good riddance.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, real.
So how do we show up for Year of the Horse? I mean, I don't think you want to be lazy in a year of the horse, you know.
So this year, as you're saying, it's the year of the horse, the horse. Yeah, so things this year are very intensified. I would really advise people to really get your act straight this year. You know, last year was a year of a lot of hard things happening and revelations and the shedding of the skin. You know, the year of the snake. It was a rebirth year, and you know, we're about to enter a new phase or new chapter universally of like new beginnings. And now this is the time to not only manifest I want this, but to actually start living in those manifestations. You know, not only being like, okay, I want to be rich, whatever. Okay, if you're rich, what would you wake up and do in the morning? Start doing that. You know, if the higher version of you, or where you're trying to see yourself, that version of you wakes up and meditates and does this and all of that, start doing that. You know, you are forcing yourself into that reality. The universe will adjust. It is the year to whatever plans that you have, stop procrastinating. Put it into action now. You know, don't even doubt yourself, you know. And this year, because of the fire, everything is so intensified, even our emotions. So it's a thing of be careful, you know, of like how you react sometimes, because and all of that. So just also beware of not avoiding fights and all of that. But Kakulu, it's a very beautiful year. It's going to be a very beautiful year for a lot of people, especially the people that really shed their skin last year and did the work. The people that let go of what they had to let go of. So if you're still holding on, you still have a chance to let go of that toxic ex, band. You still have a chance to cut off that toxic friend. You know, you still have a chance to leave alcohol alone.
Okay,
you know?
So hold on, because there's a bottle of wine at home, and I think we're still okay on that front.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, I'm guilty too. But I mean,
if you're addicted,
you know, especially if you know, like, find balance in it. Don't let it be your coping mechanism. Let it be for enjoyment. If you were using it to cope, now's the time to not run away from your feelings and deal with them, and not Yeah, but it's going to be a very beautiful year. I'm so excited for myself as well. Like, I'm so excited for this year. It's going to be I feel it in my blood, you know. Even everything, a lot has been happening, because I get to slow still. We have this snake. I've had so many revelations, and my heart was sore, and I've been crying so much. But I'm like, I understand, you know, like, it's supposed to happen. As painful as it's painful, guys. Shedding your skin is painful. Like letting go of people that you wish that you wish were in your life forever. It's not a nice experience. Like it's very painful, but it's okay, because it's worth it. I know it's the year of the horse. Yeah.
Where can we find you on social media, darling?
Okay, guys, you can find me on everywhere: TikTok, IG, YouTube, Oratile Majola. And then please also follow my businesses, check them out.
Businesses,
plural, not businesses.
Love to see it.
So those are Badi Way and Om Natural Products. And for my consultations, you can contact me on 083-558-5952. Sorry.
Amazing. No, I'm really, really excited about the future. I'm excited about you. And I just gave you a follow because we need to keep in touch. Please. People who are aligned, we need to make sure to be in the same wavelength. So thank you so much for joining us in studio. And really so all the best with the year. I know it's going to be beautiful.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is 8:12 Central African Time right here in the Oasis.
Madapiri bazoshitika. Madapiri bazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mu dziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata ya mawa, ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhani.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera kuwalemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Paul Chiwe. Akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Rejuvenate your mind, rejuvenate your soul with Oasis.
Gatola manza weko Gite figi soleka Katolika dile lesiko Sis ababa sis Sapela indlala Baba sis, sapela isomiso. Kitelu sis, baba sis, sapela indlala. Oh sis, baba sis, sapela isomiso. Oh, Gite, figis ole kaya, katola manza weko. No. Gite, figis ole kaya, katolika tilele sigo. Oh, mama. Gite, figis ole kaya. Katola manzawe, no, luto, Gite, fizole haya, Katolika dile sigo, sis, baba sis, sapela indlala. Sapela isomis, no. Gite, figis ole kaya, katola manza weko, no. Luto, no. Gite, figis ole kaya, katolika dile sigo, sisa baba. Luto, no. Sisa baba, sisa.
The rhythm of Africa, the pulse of the continent. This is Channel Africa, the African perspective.
You are my African queen. Ooh, Lord. Just like the sun, light up the earth, you light up my life. The only one I ever see with a smile so bright. And just was yesterday. You came around my way. You changed my horse in way with your astonishing beauty. Oh, you couldn't make a brother sing. No ordinary thing, a supernatural being. And no, you are brighter than the moon, brighter than the star. I love you just the way you are. And you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been, yeah. You make my heart go ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. And you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, you are my African queen. Oh, Lord, out of a million, you stand as one, the outstanding one. I look into your eyes, girl, what I see is paradise. Hey, you captivated my soul. Now every day I want you more. Now I cannot deny this feeling I'm feeling inside. Hey, no one cannot take your place. You cannot take your space. That is a fact I cannot erase. And no, you are the one that makes me smile, make me float like a boat upon the Nile. Girl, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. You take me where I've never been. You make my heart go ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, you are my African queen, the girl of my dreams. And you remind me of a thing, and that is the African beauty. And I know, oh yes I know, you are my African queen. And I know, see I know what I am feeling in my heart and in my soul. Oh, I know that it's this love, and I know that this love was surely sent from up above, cause you're the only one that I think of. You are my African queen, and I know that it means that you're the only one that I will serve. I'll give you my heart, my love, my body and my money, every other thing you think of. In a man who could think of anything better than you, who could think of ever hurting you. Sacrifice my all, I'll give it all to you. You are my African queen, for real. You are my African queen, the girl of my dream, the girl of my dream. Where I've never been. Oh, na na, yeah. Oh, lolly, you are my African queen. You are my African queen, girl of my dream, my African. You remind me of a thing. Oh, that is the African. So black, so beautiful.
8:21 Central African time. Hey, Two-Face in his time, Mara. Ari, you are my African queen. Hey, you know when someone has had so much drama with regards to love and then they sing love songs, you always give them like a bombastic side eye. Before that, Jodina with Amanza Weko coming through there, kickstarting the show for us right here on the Oasis. Happens every single Saturday and Sunday from 6 to 9 a.m. Central African time. Let's take a quick break.
Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pitso. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pitso and our mom, Moira Kakale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities and represent our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you have. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pitso in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts, and she's showing that as a woman you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that you must never underestimate the Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. This is the Oasis on Channel Africa with Tsako Muhlanga.
What's up? This is KL, Mr. K. Thomas Connor Garden. Right now you're listening to Channel Africa.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Mañana karikoti mo marami. You been the one, my love. Diamond walking molly. Chinelli ne wash the coli. Onge vegale simplici. Bimbo like el poli. Your ex-man looking at me funny and I cause it to me. Mong I'm jelly go to my sing boo. I'm different thing funny boo boo. Nyazo song marang nandaba. I can put you on. Wanna go nyala, tangle in the mouth. Come on, just smile on it. Speaking up a share, see him at the malanda. Baby, want me. Mas lila na mono, my kid, one next week. Better tell him it's more than love, this land and see. Lo lie, belly super. Beg when I wait, don't never look back. I shall pass, it's all belum te. Cause you know I want you. We touch you, baby. Ebasi hlukanisha uthando lugcwele ngicela ubapheke izitele ozigcwele ungavumi izingene athi ngikusete uthando lakho mina ngawe ngigcwele ngiyakutshela sange bangifaka umoya ngawe ngayifela mangithi ngiyaphuma ngifuna amasela kuze wena nomndeni wami nibedese kala ngikufuna ngayithela manje usungo wami inhliziyo ifudumele phela amaphutha ngalingasese njalo manginawe ngizizwa ngiphelele ngithi uthanda mina phela kungashintshi yangisanganisa fana nawe angekaphinda bekhona kulelizwe kukhona okuthize ngathi ngikuhlile ungenza ngibize ngithi uthanda mina phela kungashintshi yangisanganisa singanqoba nebhizi ngayihlanganisa kukhona okuthize ngathi ngikuhlile ungenza ngiphile ngithatha ungibeke ebasi hlukanisha uthando lugcwele ngicela ubapheke izitele ozigcwele ungavumi izingene athi ngikusete uthando lakho lumenza ngishelela angicabanga wena njalo sengaba novalo oh baby lalela isikhalo awusathengi I know awuthando lami luzokula njalo uma nami ngijabula njalo without you girl I feel incomplete I'm trying to fall back take the lead I'm trying my best can't you see I got you anything no oh baby go I think said Nana ilungu ithathu ngibeke ebasi hlukanisha uthando lugcwele ngicela ubapheke izitele ozigcwele ungavumi izingene athi ngikusete uthando lakho lumenza ngishelela
Of the continent, now online with all your sports fixtures, lifestyle, and more.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sorry. I like a really boy, yes, should I try again? But now my heart is still the pain. Oh, Camille, ole coco, Shabi shoni
don't stay too far away. For me to carry, show me Ronnie. Tired of getting it wrong. This will be another heartbreak song. Somebody's song go find me one day. I don't deal with, don't stay too far away. Somebody's song go love me one day. Don't stay too far away. One day, somebody's gonna love me one day. Somebody's gonna love me one day.
The Oasis on Channel Africa.
Are you feeling good about yourself? Maybe the fool in front of everybody else. Are you happy with the way things are? Now that you played me like a bass guitar, I am ready. I'm ready to be free. Try it like I be. Was it why you pull out into your arms? Got them gagging giggles on there now. Fuzzy and gagging giggles in the cellar. I am ready.
8:32 Central African Time. I am Bama with the free right here on the Oasis. Thank you so much for choosing the African way to wake up. So, when we sat in the beginning of the month with Nombuso, we said, listen, we know we have this feature called Sundays Are for Legends, right? But it's the month of love, dude. Why don't we have a Sundays Are for Lovers, where we profile some really legendary couples? And when I say legendary, I mean we can't look at the conventional way of doing things. Let's look at what relationships look like in this day and age, right? And the different dynamics that they hold. Because I feel like this is what's really happening in our homes. And, it's for me, it's interesting to see such a multicultural, multi-spiritual, home coming together. We are going to be talking to the Dyers, a couple whose journey reflects the complexity of modern love. As a Gogo and Nkulu, they have Nkulu rather. Is that how you say it? Nkulu. Yes, they have navigated spiritual calling, cultural difference, religious differences, and the realities of choosing partnership every single day. Their story includes an attempt at polygamy, a chapter that did not work out, but one that offered deep lessons about honesty, boundaries, and redefining love. Despite the challenges, they continue to work together, grow together, and show up spiritually for one another. The Dyers are in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. How are you doing?
Nice intro.
Doing good.
Listen, I want to get into the tea, because when I saw polygamy, I was like, oh, Do we need 3 chairs or just 2? But before we get into the tea, I want to know where you guys met. I'm a huge fan of, how we met. This is how we met. I was just walking by or whatever the case is. Please tell us how you guys met.
So, we met at Mkiti. I was introduced to her, Mkulu Makosi by a friend of mine. I didn't take her numbers at the time. So I just hit her up on social media, slid into that DMs,
Wow.
Yeah.
She gave me a bit of a side eye when you said you didn't take her numbers. Is that bringing back memories?
Yeah. Because I was like, okay, he's going to, and then he didn't. I'm like, all right.
You missed the chance.
Okay.
So when he slid in, you're like, okay, here's this guy. Now he's doing it this way. What is your response to that?
Well, the first thing I was like, okay, let me look at your profile. Let me see what you're about, Let me see if my spirit connects with yours or if we have any connection before I talk to you. So I looked through his videos and I was like, okay, hello, Mkulu, how are you?
You're not too bad. So
it was the fastest connection she made in her life, though. That was less than a minute of browsing the profile. Huh?
Oh, that's really sweet. So when you guys started dating, it became obvious that you both have a calling. You both follow the similar spiritual paths. How was it like navigating that?
Oof. You're starting to
So she says she's always had a problem interacting with sangomas, I always knew that it would have to be a sangoma, the partner that I choose or that I decide to marry.
Yeah.
For various reasons. Trying to explain myself every day is not going to be easy. I think I had been through so many failed relationships, and I basically knew what I wanted and what was going to work for me or not, at that time. So I think my experience from failure made me know, okay, this is what I'd be looking for.
So when you decided then that, okay, this is my wife, I know that it's not necessarily a decision you make alone. I know that you do have to, consult the gang.
Yeah.
The gang, the spiritual gang, What does that look like from a spiritual context? Because I know that if the average man wants to get married, he just says, okay, let's go to the jewelry store, pick out a cute ring, call it a day. But, with your calling, it's a little bit different, because they also have to kind of agree that she is your wife.
Yeah. So when it comes to the different ways in which people consult or the ways they receive their messages, I feel for me a lot of it works with feeling, then voice. And I trust my feeling. I do act very nonchalant about it most of the time, but I trust my feeling and I just knew it, because the first interaction was very brief, but I knew.
Wow. Girl, what do you bath with? The man saw you and said he knew.
All I can say is that if you're a female, guys, you never use clear water. You don't use clear water.
Your water can be clear.
Make it purple, make it blue.
I'm obsessed with that because I think we've social media has taken away the magic of love at first sight. I believe, and I think, yeah. So did you pop the question? Did you send the letter? What is that process like?
Okay, wait. Let's first go to this love at first sight thing, right? Why has social media taken that away? Why do you feel that way?
Because they've called it delusion. I think social media has taken away the magic of relationships, in my opinion. I think and I'm not talking about the sliding in DMs part. No. I'm talking about navigating relationships, not dating. When I think about some of the standards that are there publicly now, they don't exist in relationships. It's really a big partnership, and I feel like it's taken away the magic of it. The magic of seasons, when I'm up and, when the woman is more successful than the man, then, they kind of take that away from her to say, oh, now she wears the pants. And sometimes it's just the magic of a season I'm going through, I feel like that's what social media is doing. It's taking away the magic. Yeah.
so I mean, this is going to be I'm sure we'll get to it, a broader thing of love, right? But yeah, I agree to disagree for now.
Okay.
Sorry, your question again.
I was asking about the dynamic of asking her to be your wife. I know that in the Western world you go on one knee and but with us we have to send novels declaring intentions, calling on uncles. So what is that process like for you?
So the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand, and obviously it's for a lack of broader knowledge. Firstly, I'm Arab. I'm of Arab descent, right? And I always say to people, it's very difficult to separate the Arab culture from African tradition. There are so many similarities. Even the process of marriage wasn't that tedious for me because I understood it. It is something that would not be far away from my culture either.
Sorry, my facial expression is just pure fascination, by the way. Like what you just said fascinates me because that's like the opposite sides of the plane. I mean, Africa's here, I'd say Dubai, but like the Arabic countries are kind of that side on a completely different continents. It's like, wait, what?
But that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. I mean, probably 60% of the Arab world sits in Africa. You've got Egypt, you've got Morocco, you've got Algeria, and then you've got West African countries, Mauritania, Central Africa, Chad. They all speak Arabic and the culture's been very integrated for centuries.
But I don't think that's obvious knowledge, though. I will be very honest. I mean, I've been on this platform for like, 4 years now. So I'm quite familiar with like African, but I don't think that's something obvious. I think there's a beauty in that, and us actually not knowing how deeply ingrained those two cultures can come together, So getting married.
Yeah.
What does that look like for Makosi, for a couple that is both spiritually enriched?
I'll let her explain because it was,
Yeah, it's very challenging. But there's beauty in it, especially when it comes to him, because it was two cultures coming together at the same time, and then it was two ancestors coming together at the same time. It was almost like we can clearly see how our ancestors interacted back in those days when we finally came together, seeing Isintu, and then now we're seeing this Arabic culture, Sibizi, we are wearing uplalo, and then they have their own garments. It was quite an experience. It was a bit challenging at first because understanding another person's spirituality is challenging, and especially if you are also a person who is spiritual yourself. When it comes to him, because I always say to him, you were given to me. Oof. That's what I always say. You were given, because I don't need to, go into deep into thought when I have to think of what is worrying him, what is wrong with him today. It easily comes to me like, oh, okay, this is what is happening. And I can easily just, when he walks into the door, I'll say, oh, you had a bad day today. He's like, yeah, nah, at work it was just hectic. I'm like, yeah, I can sense it, eh? It's like, yeah. So it has its difficulties, especially when you don't want to know some of the things that
they're exposing.
He's doing mentally. Maybe he's thinking about, and you're like, boy, don't try me.
I'm gonna guess that this is relating to the attempt at polygamy, right? Where did that attempt come from? Who did that attempt come from? Because I also don't want to make an assumption.
So the polygamy thing happened before I met Makosi.
Oh.
Yeah. I toyed with the idea of bringing Makosi into that situation.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to need a glass of something that I left at home because this is getting interesting.
Yeah, it's cut.
Yeah.
So when you guys met, when you were going through social media, I'm guessing you weren't necessarily public with, yeah. So how did we get to the attempt not attempting?
I was honest from the beginning.
Beautiful.
The thing is, I think when I met Makosi, there was already so much of conflict happening on the other side that for 6 months or so I was alone. But yeah, I think it was a time in my life where I attempted or went into it with the right intention, but did it the wrong way. You know,
It takes a lot for a man to say that, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Just give yourself a bit of credit there.
Sure, thanks. And I guess I wasn't strong enough. I'm not cut out for that life. No.
But it's I think you guys, I mean, maybe marriages sometimes, you guys are now familiar with each other. You guys have declared such a deep love for each other and the things that you say about each other. You say he was given to me.
Yes.
You literally said, I knew when I met her. Like, do you understand the love letter that you guys keep giving each other? And it's so subtle, but it's like a jab here, then a jab here. Do you realize things like that? Or is it because, marriage, you wake up with him, go to sleep with him, it's,
I think the key is on the onset, someone may say that they're spiritual, right? They may use the term that, okay, you're a Sangoma, so then you must be spiritual. But spirituality exists beyond the rituals and beyond the abilities and beyond mixing the best muti. That is one aspect of it. Spirituality exists in the realm of knowing yourself and taking your journey inward, not wearing all the whatever you wear so that the world can see that you're a Sangoma. No.
Yeah.
And once you've taken that journey inward and started that journey of dealing with those scars, I guess that's where the success lies in relationships, and that goes for any relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's with finance, whether it's with, and yes, you're living a human experience, so you're gonna have tough times, especially when you're dealing with those scars. But that's where it exists, I believe, and so in your relationships, I guess you become more vulnerable. A lot of people see vulnerability as a weakness, but it's an absolute strength. And so when you make yourself more vulnerable, you start feeling and tasting the sweetness of what it should be, I suppose.
That's a very beautiful sentiment there. So what are we looking forward to in our marriage, year of the fire horse? What are we expecting for this year? Have you guys set your intentions for the year for your marriage? What are you looking forward to?
I think for this year it is I think it's settling in, because the first year there was a lot happening, in our first year of marriage. We just had a little bundle of joy, and so it's just settling in together and trying to create this good atmosphere for the three of us, So I think that will be our main aim for this year, and trying to balance spirituality with our day jobs and trying to communicate more when it comes to clients, just that balance of life and having that full pattern flow through us, and not us having to kind of like barge in about life to be like, okay, yeah, we have to do this, we gotta do this. I think spiritual balance is what we're working on this year.
Did the dynamic shift when Upando joined the club?
No. No, it didn't at all.
Yeah.
I think we always look at her and we're like, you are a storm in our lives. And I think the reason why is because we say she is our manager, she manages us. So we are like the co-workers and she's the boss. So we're always looking at each other like, hey, what did the boss say?
That is so sweet. This is so beautiful. I'm like, guys, I'm such a lover girl. Where love is, I'm like, send me there. And Mr. Dai, you said you disagreed with me. You agreed to disagree with me about social media killing the magic of love. Why was that?
Look, the thing is, I have a different perspective of love and what it is, right? Because there's such a gray area in the understanding of it. You know it when you feel it, right? But I don't believe that it's a goal. For me, it's a realization. So if you go out there trying to search for what you believe love is, unfortunately, I don't think that you're going to find it, right? And you're going to keep chasing it. So whether it's on social media, whether it's at a radio station, whether it's at a restaurant, wherever it is, it might be infatuation at first sight. I don't believe it's love at first sight.
That makes sense. I still do hold the belief of what social media does in the negative sense that, when you have a love story like yours, when you have a love story like, I was thinking about Ubuntle, she was on, talking about how, the different dynamics and financial dynamics, and that's what's coming up a lot now. And people take away the magic of a woman being able to do things for her man, and a man being able to do things for the woman. And I think a lot of us, they also kind of perpetuate the narrative of a lot of us are painting pictures of our relationship that they're these perfect things, whereas in that moment, yes, we were happy. It's
I agree.
Yeah.
In the sense of the lie.
Yes.
The facade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
definitely.
What would you guys advise in terms of modern love? Because it is different. The way our parents loved and versus the way we are loving is very different. What would you advise? Someone who is probably sitting there thinking, I think this is my wife. Or, a woman there saying, I think this is my husband. Or vice versa, and accommodating all likeness. But what would you advise?
So I think I go back to saying, my key advice is first learn to love yourself. First understand yourself. Because the delusions of grandeur that you think you have in your head is not the reality of what it is, especially in a partnership, a marriage. So once you learn to love yourself, you don't allow the reliance of love to be on somebody else.
Clock it.
And so when you also speak to me about the goals for the year, and it's very difficult when people ask me that type of question. It's a very difficult one for me to answer because I like to try to live my life in the moment, take it moment by moment. Not to say that I'm not huge on manifestation, but manifestation does require you to be grateful in the now for what is around you and what you have. in the sense that social media builds those delusions, yes, I'm with you 1000% on that. Because it helps to fashion an idea of what it must be, you know, like these million roses with money in it and all of those kinds of things. It definitely isn't that. Lives.
Life lives, yeah, real. And Mama Kose.
Yes.
What advice do you have for future wives that are like, hey, one day.
Because what am I gonna say? I would say, firstly, manifesting utando, love, or a marriage, or you being a happy wife is never a wrong thing, you know. And I'm very hopeful that many people will be introduced or will be led into happy marriages. And I would like to use the key word led, because I believe that a marriage is a gift that is given. It is a journey that a specific person is chosen to walk, right? So I hope that people can lean into themselves, because we as spiritual people, we like to say that we have someone or a spirit that is called Istunywa, which is called the guide. I would like people to lean into Istunywa that they have, because each and everybody has Istunywa. It's just that to some people it shows itself more and it wants to do more, but we all have Istunywa, we all have guides. So lean into your guides and lean into them to a total like completely, to a point where you feel nothingness, to be like, plan my journey for me. This is what I'm manifesting for my life. This is who I would like to have, as if you are praying about it. This is the man of my dreams. This is how I see him coming in. This is how I see him treating me.
Yes.
This is how I want him to come and control my household. This is the man that is the head of my house. You see, so if you lean into that spiritual person that guides you each and every day, it will set itself into your path in terms of your journey of life. You see what I mean? So I feel like many people mistaken that, or they discard that factor to a point where they think that I will find that person. No, you will not. They will find that person. So as soon as we can separate those two things, I think everybody will have that chance to be in a happy marriage. Yes.
Yeah, it's a golden rule of manifestation, right? Know exactly what you want and be descriptive in what you want, right up until how she or he should smell.
This is honestly such a, I think also, I'm sure people can feel just your energy, like the energy that you guys perpetuate, and it's so beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I
Thank you for having us.
You have been such a light, and I really enjoyed this conversation. And I think it is important to manifest, especially things like marriage, because that's the family you choose, man. And you know, so choose wisely. That's the person who has to guide you through either the death of your parents or loss, grief. You know, the good stuff is easy, but the bad stuff, that's when you really see the person's character coming out. So I really appreciate you both joining us today, and I pray for a successful marriage, really.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It is 8:57 Central African time. We're going to take a short break.
Catch a vibe on the dance floor. Catch a vibe on the dance floor. Catch a vibe on the dance floor. Catch a vibe, yeah.
Pray for me, my brother, when you see say I dey enter. Yaw. Pray for me, my sister, when you see say
Love. This weekend has been about love. It's been so beautiful. I had the most insane Valentine's Day. And I tried, guys, to not brag about it. You know, I told you about it in the first time, that was it. But honestly, I'm so grateful that we still in this world have a day that is dedicated to love. How many I love yous were said yesterday? How many I appreciate yous were said yesterday? Can you imagine the energy that's illuminating on our earth right now? Just because of that one day. So yes, maybe someone doesn't take it that seriously, but imagine a day where we can just all love one another. Those who are manifesting that love, I pray that you receive it. I pray it is a good year for you to, be led into the love of your dreams. From me in Sakumhlanga, it's been absolutely fantastic. Have a beautiful and blessed week ahead. Goodbye.
But still worth living.